به مژگان سیاه کردی هزاران رخنه در دینم بیا از چشم بیمارت هزاران در برچینم جهان فانی و باقی فدای ساغر و ساقی جهان فانی و باقی فدای ساغر و ساقی که سلطانی عالم را که سلطانی عالم را که سلطانی عالم را که سلطانی طفیل عشق میبینم عشق میبینم عشق میبینم من آواز تو را نقاشی می کنم گوشهایم در حیرت دیدم چشمهایم در حسرت شنیدم ای عشق ای عشق ای عشق ای So honored to be here. Thanks for being here, and we are very happy to sing again in this beautiful home with also beautiful, wonderful hosts. Very, very special. I always passed this home and I was wondering, I was so amazed by the architect some years ago. And now we are singing. So it's a dear and loyal venue for us. And thank you, Michael and Andrea.
You're welcome. I'm just sorry, I'm going to cover the food for the kids.
So the song we sang, it's a poem, it was two poems. One by Hafez from 700 years ago. Of course, our Iranian friends, they know Hafez very well. You know, it's their very important and dear companion. But for our non-Iranian friends who don't know Hafez, I would like to tell a little about him. That he is a poet, in a way more than poet for us. He is a very reliable companion for us for centuries. So he was a free-minded person, very, very, with a masterful, fantastic words and strong philosophy. You know, in Persian poetry, many great poets like Hafez, Rumi, or other poets, they embrace everybody. They don't talk about the difference between people or religion, so this is something very special about this poetry. And Hafez, we always open Hafez when we have some problem. It can be love problem, it can be political problem, it can be, and we make a wish and we open Hafez. And Hafez is always present with us in very special ceremony in our rituals, and especially at the turn of the year. And he also suffered a lot because of some very dark political situation in his time. So we can understand him very well. And his tomb is in Shiraz. It's a place it's a meeting place for many, many people in Iran. It doesn't, it is not related, for example, to whom you believe. It's a really free place to go and visit the tomb, and yes, it is incredible. And and then we continued this poem with a poem by Muhammad Ibrahim Jafari. The poem of Hafez is very much about the fragility of life, about how we should really enjoy the moment, in a way, not enjoy, being in the moment, and we don't know what will happen in the world, and also celebrates a lot about love. And then the next poem that we added to this poem, we were thinking that there are connections. As the poem of Muhammad Ibrahim Jafari, a contemporary poet and painter. So, because we, this project, Woven Verses project, started with that. When I started this project, that it was supported by Hewlett 50 grants 5 years ago, and I was, I am, like many Iranians, we are very much connected with poetry, and poetry is really an important part of our lives. I inherited this passion from my father. Whenever he was driving, he was in the shower, recited poetry. And so I was thinking that, and all these years working together with Marjan, we have been, this Persian poetry was our main material, from classical or from contemporary. And in this project, in Woven Verses, for creating, I was thinking that how these poets can meet. For example, if Hafez sees, I don't know, Muhammad Ibrahim Jafari, how they can meet each other, or Furūgh Farrukhzād with Rumi, because I found a lot of strong connection between Rumi and Furūgh Farrukhzād, because they were touched by a kind of unconditional love, and they both created a poem that was very much from the depth of their psyche. So in that project gave me and Marjan to explore and to do this and to make sometimes just a small, for example, I sang Sohrab Seperi, and then I was thinking, oh, this poem of Hafez can sit somewhere there. So it's like a kind of interwoven poetic project, and while I was in Berkeley, I lived in Berkeley, so Berkeley is so dear for me, and also for Marjan, for Atabak. So this city gave us a lot of inspiration. The people, the house, the homes, the spirit, the vibe. So we were full of creativity. Even we were detached from our dear homeland, Iran. We really missed, and because of our singing, we cannot be in Iran, unfortunately, and many people from different reasons, they are here, and we are hopeful that one day we all can be able to be there too. But this city really gave me a lot of inspiration, and while I was working this project, I created this project, and then, Shira from Kitka that kindly arranged this this event. Also, very much thankful to Shira and Kitka. They are also very important friends, and in a way, it's the reason that I was ended up in Bay Area is one of Shira is one reason that I met her. And so Shira made me aware of this Hewlett grant, and then I applied for it. And when I told the project to her, she also gave a very nice name, Woven Verses. So it's a kind of, I can also, because I am a little afraid if I forget some of the things, so I try to sing, to read a little about the project to you, so you can get more information. Woven Verses interweaves classical and contemporary Persian text, creating a vibrant texture of poetry, music, and visuals, inspired by the lives in exile of me and Marjan, and our connection to our motherland, Iran. The performance expresses poetic resistance and resilience. Woven Verses communicates a dialogue between contemporary and classical poems and addresses timeless human questions with emotional intensity. The concept of love, universal and enduring, resonates through each piece, connecting past and present, surviving political and religious prohibitions. For centuries, these poems praising love, justice, and freedom have embodied wisdom, passion, and resistance. Their universal sentiments transcend geography, belief, and culture, making them essential for today's world. Especially in this moment when power and control seems overwhelmed, compassion and understanding, the message remains clear. True justice is found in the presence of love, not in the force of power. So this is very much, and also So we will, me and Marjan later, we will sing a little. We performed this, the premiere of this performance was in Berkeley at Freight and Salvage with fantastic musicians from Armenia, from Iran, from Palestine, from Turkey, and from America. They are all. They are of course. They live also in America, and they are also important preservers of their culture. So this project is very much also about the cultural, to preserve and revive the cultural and spiritual legacy of Iran, and of course, and also this interwoven kind of dialogue, not only between the poetry, but also between the cultures, different musical, and also some images that a local artist created, connected to the Persian carpet. Because Persian carpet is also a sign of home. Wherever I see a Persian motif, or a Persian carpet motif somewhere, I feel that, oh, I am in home. And it is also an important art that has been also passed down through centuries, and I think many people are familiar with that. So this is the story. So I think maybe later Eric Hillestad, because I would like also to introduce you to. I invite Eric Hillestad, the producer that we have been working for 22 years. Oh, wow. He is a Norwegian producer, and he is a really, really master producer. We are very honored working with him for 22 years, and he has a company, record label and a cultural company. The name is KKV in Norway. And he is also an important preserver of Norwegian folk music, spiritual music, and also world music, Middle East and many other, and also worked very for many years with American artists, different genre, and so we are so happy to work with him, and I would like if you can come, Eric, and tell a little about this project.
Thank you. For a wonderful introduction. Nice to be here and meet you all, and in such a wonderful surroundings that we are in here. It's very inspiring. I will just tell a little story about our collaboration, because it started with lullabies. I was so provoked by the President George W. Bush when he told about the axis of evil being some countries labeled as evil, like Iran, Iraq, North Korea and their allies. So I decided to go to these countries and do some music there, and to record lullabies, because lullaby tells us the story that love and caring is something equally spread around on this planet. And he was trying to dehumanize the people in these countries, to make a reason to attack them, but the lullaby shows everything about how we all are the same wherever we live. So that's why I went to Iran, and of course, all the other countries that he mentioned. But in Iran, I was so fortunate to meet Mahsa and Marjan. I had never heard of them before, but there was a person in Statoil, the Norwegian oil company, who had an office there, and I asked them, because it was my only way to Iran to connect to this enterprise from Norway and see if they knew anybody who could sing. And they said, there are two sisters, they're quite good. And that was the expectations I had. And then I went, I got the email address of Mahsa, and I went to their home and I put up my microphones and I started the recorder, and then they began to sing. And I was shocked by what I heard. I never expected such a quality.
Voices of
You
the
should
evil.
see. Voices of evil. I burst into tears by the impression they gave. So this led to a long-lasting collaboration. The lullabies from the Axis of Evil came out the year after, with some Western artists also involved in that as a kind of dialogue. But then we wanted to do other projects together, so now we have done 14 albums. So they have worked, for instance, we made also love duets across civilizations with an American artist, Mighty Sam McLean, a lovely blues and soul artist from Louisiana originally, but living in New Hampshire at the time. And so that became 2 wonderful albums. And we worked together with Tord Gustafsson, who is a pianist, jazz pianist, who has been here in Berkeley several times. He has a world career, and we also worked with Kronos Quartet just a few years ago. So it has been a wonderful journey with several projects. But now, after these 14 albums, we want to make the woven verses as a new album. You know, as you have heard Mahsa tell you, it has been some funding for the creation of the music, and it has been also a first performance, a presentation live. But it's another story to make a record out of this, and that is what we now aim for. And it's going to be a very important process, of a very organic process. It requires quite a few journeys, some days together with the musicians. You know, in recording business, where you can do many things. You can make just one click track and then one instrument at a time upon each other, like very many products of music are being done these days. But that doesn't create the magic as much as when people meet in a group. Because music, when you meet in a group, it's like something happens. Things are squaring up each other. So in that kind of music, 1 + 1 is not 2, but it's 4. So something magical happens when people are playing together, because they listen to each other and they get inspiration and they do things they never thought they would do. And this is what we aim for in this project. And so we also bring in one Norwegian element, because there is a wonderful Hardanger fiddle player called Annbjørg Lien, who will be the violinist in the music that Atabak Elyasi has arranged and composed together with Mahsa. And she will come from Norway, and because of her presence, we managed to get some funding from the Norwegian Art Council. So we have a basis there in terms of around $18,000, around that size. So that's we are approaching half of what we need, and this is a very good basis. And then we need to find a place to do it and to be together for some days and record it. So this is the process we are facing, and it will be distributed here in the States by 6 Degrees, which is a company based here in the Bay Area, which we also have worked with before in several of the albums. So this is the story. I think we can proceed now with some poetry and music.
Thank you.
And I think I will.
Yes, I forgot to mention that Atabak made a fantastic also arrangement of this song. So maybe some of you were in the concert.
Yeah.
So it's a process of some years collaborating together.
So now I will just read a translation before Mahsa will sing this together with Marjan. And here you will hear two poets. It's Sohrab Seperi and Hafez that are joining together with a time span of 700 years. And first we will hear the Seperi poem, and then in the end 4 lines of Hafez, but they are very much related, as you will hear. I returned from the spring of a dream, a dewy jar in my hand. The birds were singing, the lotus was blooming. I broke the jar, closed the door, and sat down on the veranda beholding you. So that was Seperi. And here comes Hafez and answers him. The veranda of my eyes is your dwelling place. Be kind and appear, for this home belongs to you.
باز آمدم از چشمه خواب، کوزه تر در دستم. باز آمدم از چشمه خواب، کوزه
رواق منظر چشم من آشیانه تو،
آشیانه تو.
کرم نما و فرود آ،
کرم نما و فرود آ،
کرم نما و فرود آ، که خانه خانه تو،
خانه تو.
باز آمدم از چشمه خواب، کوزه تر در دستم. مرغانی می‌خواندند نیلوفر با می‌شد. مرغانی می‌خواندند نیلوفر با می‌شد. کوزه تر در دستم، در بستم و در ایوان تماشای تو بنشستم.
رواق منظر چشم من آشیانه تو. رواق
منظر چشم من آشیانه تو،
کرم نما و
کرم نما و فرود آ،
کرم نما و فرود آ، که خانه توست، که خانه توست. imagine this with all these instruments, you know, this and arrangements. So we perform now a cappella. This was one of the songs. And now I would like to sing the poem by Furūgh Farrukhzād that is also a very important poem many of you know. She was a very fearless woman who had strong influence all these decades to very many Iranian men and women, especially to women who are now fighting with, you know, from morning to nights, you know, for their basic rights, and especially after the women life freedom movement, you know, the presence of these poems and these poets are so important in our, and the way she encouraged women and she talked and expressed her directly. It was something very special during all these years in Iran. And you know, after the revolution, the authority tried to eliminate her name, but it was impossible. So, Eric,
Conquest?
yes, conquest of the garden.
It's a kind of poetry where you really don't need alcohol to become drunk when you have such poetry.
True.
Everyone knows that you and I have seen the garden from that cold, somber window and plucked the apple from that playful, hard-to-reach branch. Everyone is afraid. Everyone is afraid but you and I, united with the lamp, the water and the mirror, and we were not afraid. Everyone knows we have found our way into the cold, quiet dream of phoenixes. We found truth in the garden, in the blushing look of a nameless flower, and we found eternity in an endless moment when two suns stared at each other. Come to the meadow, to the wide meadow, and call me from beyond the breadths of silk-tasseled acacias.
همه میدانند همه میدانند که من و تو از آن روزنه سرد عبوس باغ را دیدیم و از آن شاخه بازیگر دور از دست سیب را چیدیم. همه میترسند اما من و تو به چراغ و آب و آینه پیوستیم و نترسیدیم. همه میدانند همه میدانند ما به خواب سرد و ساکت سیمرغان را یافتیم. ما حقیقت را در باغچه پیدا کردیم، در نگاه شرماگین گلی گمنام و بقا را در در یک لحظه نامحدود که دو خورشید به هم خیره شدن. به چمن زار بیا، به چمن زار بیا، به چمن زار بزرگ و صدایم کن از پشت نفسهای گل 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 ابریشم. به چمن زار بیا، به چمن زار بیا، به چمن زار بزرگ و صدایم کن از پشت نفسهای گل 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 ابریشم.
Sing Furūgh, she also gives me courage. So sometimes in my concerts, I start the whole concert with Furūgh. So I get this courage and strength from her. I think it would be nice now, exactly.
Okay.
Yes, so we are going to show one of the songs that we sang in premiere, and so you can see the whole ensemble also. It's a poem by Rumi and Jafari. It's the Garden of Hope. And it was performed and premiered in Freight and Salvage.
آن من
So we presented some of song from, and maybe also you hear later some of the recording, not recording, the live recording that we did in concert. You can hear more later. But now we would like also to present you some of our songs that we did before, all these years together. We developed all these years together. And one of them is Dorna, that we really, really love this song, and it's one of our favorite songs, that it is by poet Muhammad Ibrahim Jafari. And the first time we heard is from Sima Ina, legendary singer, and then we made our own version. And it's about freedom, freedom that nobody can take away from you, even if you are in prison or jail. We performed Dorna many, many times, also I think in this room. And it has been sometimes, you know, it always, every time we perform, it changes according to the situation, to the everything. So we would like to sing that song, and the melody comes from Khorasan province, a province that has bordered with Afghanistan.
ای پرای تو بسته لبات پر از رنگ شد ای پرای تو بسته مباد لبات پر از رنگ شد بر آسمون ابرو لباتون بسته در آسمون ابرو دشتای سبز آباد کفترای بسته آزاد ای پراتون خسته لباتون بسته یاری من زانه شبانه لاغرگری میانه سرگزان از لچیانه پیده یاری من زانه شبانه هی لاغرگری میانه هی سرگزان از لچیانه صدای تو از کوه دور صدای تو از چشمم به راه لید لید یاری من زانه شوانه لبرگری میانه یاری من زانه شوانه Sargizon azlar çiyanım hey Yarimin zana şivan Lavergariye miyan Sargizon azlar çiyanım hey
vocal ensemble that has been active in the Bay Area for 45 years. My first encounter with Mahsa and Marjan was in 2009 in Poland. We were both performing at a festival there called Giving Voice. And this was a really brilliantly conceived festival where, in addition to the artists giving performances, they were also giving workshops wherein the community and other artists participating in the festival could experience and learn from each other. And so I was looking at the festival program and I was like, oh, this sounds interesting, Persian singing with Mahsa and Marjan Vahdat. And so it was an early in the morning workshop, and we were tired and jet lagged, but I dragged myself over. It was in a beautiful, historic chapel with a soaring high ceiling. The walls were all plastered pure white, and I arrived late, as is my habit. And I entered this space with these two voices just soaring and spinning in the air. And I was just transfixed and transformed. And these two women sort of became my shams. I was just like crazy, irrationally, forever in love. And as fate wove its course, through some very painful events in their homeland, Mahsa and Marjan ended up in California. And so Kitka has sort of embraced them under our wing. They've been amazing teaching artists through the Kitka Institute, which is our community engagement branch. And when this Hewlett 50 Commission grant opportunity arose, I really pushed Mahsa to apply, in spite of a lot of resistance, not the poetic sort. She's, you know, the idea of these grants was really to stretch artists beyond their comfort zones and to try something new, to try something big, to take some risks. And after lots of nudging, Mahsa agreed. And she really, with Atabak and Marjan's cooperation, as well as this amazing ensemble of international musicians, created something astonishingly beautiful and vitally important, especially in these times that we're living in, if we think about what's happening not only internationally, but here in our own country. So I believe that, and how many people were at the Freight and Salvage and saw this amazing thing? So many more people need to see and hear this amazing work. So that's why there was no sort of rest and relax after the premiere was over, because of course now we have to record it and make a CD so that its beauty and its message of poetic resistance and resilience can be spread far and wide all over the world. And Eric, the wonderful record producer, is much more of a poet than a businessman. And since I have so many years of trying to keep a nonprofit cultural organization afloat, I just want to explain sort of what the idea behind this event was, which was to create a ripple effect. This is really the launch of our fundraising campaign. You've all been so generous already by RSVPing and making an initial donation. Andrea and Michael have been amazingly generous by opening their beautiful home, their beautiful garden. And so what I want to do is ask you to become our street team and spread the word about the project. If you know anybody who has a home that has space for an event like this, or a garden, or an affiliation with a community center or concert space, we would love to organize more events like this. We still have about $25,000 to raise to realize the recording project. For those of you who aren't practicing musicians these days, the environment of creating a recording is so different now than it was 10 years ago. Back in the day, there was a hope of recouping your expenses through CD sales after an album was produced. But now in the age of Spotify and YouTube, everyone expects their content for free. And I'm as guilty as anyone for consuming a lot of free content. But the resources that it takes to actually produce that content are substantial. There's the travel expenses to bring all the musicians together for rehearsals and recording sessions, and to house and to feed them. There's the cost of the recording studio and the production team. Even though everything that comes out of Mahsa and Marjan's mouths seems to me like crystalline perfection, there's editing, and there's mastering, and there's choosing between what is the most exquisite tape. There's the graphic design, there's the translation and the creation of the liner notes, there's the production of the physical album, there's everything it takes to distribute it and promote it and publicize it. So the numbers really, really, really add up. So I also want to ask if any of you feel inspired to give above and beyond what you've already contributed for your presence today. I brought my very intelligent phone, which has credit card processing abilities. I also brought my very analog notebook. If you have ideas about other places where similar events like this can happen, or if you have ideas of other people who might be interested in sponsoring the project, Mahsa and Marjan also brought some CDs to sell, play their music for anyone who you think might be inspired by it. And at the risk of sounding like an auctioneer, Mahsa and I have sort of come up with a creative little menu, and I actually need to grab my notebook because I left it behind. Thank you gifts. Or I feel like I'm working for KQED or something. Who needs your support too? If you give it these kind of different levels, we've come up with some creative tokens of appreciation. So for people who can give an additional $500, in addition to the beautiful experience of this afternoon, you will get a physical copy of the new CD when it is produced, because we are going to get it produced, autographed with thanks from Mahsa and Marjan and Atabak, the musical arranger. At the $1,000 level, you can have a private singing lesson or serenade if you're shy about
They're amazing teachers.
They're amazing teachers and so kind and so patient. We have a few students in the room. Even if you think you can't croak out a note, they will make you feel like an artist with something to say and express. But if you're shy, it can be a serenade. And it can be live or virtual. Plus, you'll receive a collection of the Vahdat sisters CDs in a handmade bag, lovingly embroidered by Mahsa herself. And if you're feeling really generous and can contribute $5,000, you would get all of the above, plus a private performance, live or virtual, by Mahsa and Marjan at the special event of your choosing, subject, of course, to their availability and location. And if you're feeling even more generous, a gift of $10,000, you will receive a co-producer credit on the CD itself. And Mahsa and Marjan are incredibly generous-spirited. They are the anti-divas. They're the easiest people to work with. You don't have to feel intimidated about hosting a house concert. It's an ease and a pleasure. All they ask for is a warm pot of tea.
Can I just say,
Yes.
some other
Testimony.
people and I have hosted several concerts in Santa Cruz,
Yes.
and all of this is true. I mean, people cry and talk and open their hearts, and,
Yeah.
and it's an extraordinary, enjoyable, beautiful, transforming experience.
It's a pleasure to host. Yes. And I also wanted to draw attention to the beautiful mementos, the woven verses mementos that you found on your seats. Andrea hand letterpressed each and every one of these with the poem inside. And so after the music concludes, you can meet Mahsa and Marjan and Eric and Atabak, and they can personalize it with an autograph for you. They would love it. What am I forgetting? Anything? Yeah, oh, you were going to say something, Annette.
Are the donations 501c3?
Yes, so the reason why
You should
Kipka...
always say that.
Yes, thank you for that. So the reason why Kipka is fiscally sponsoring this recording fundraiser is we are a nonprofit 501c3 organization. So your admission for today's event is fully tax deductible, as would be any other contributions you feel inspired to make. And if you want to give more generously, just find me after the music has concluded. Annette, did you want to say something?
I just wanted to add what Meg said, that when I hosted a house concert, or a friend of mine hosted a house concert up in the Valley City, it sold double. It sold out and then twice that. We were dragging couches in and all kinds of chairs in different places. And the most magical thing is that it created this community among all of the people that saw. And I don't need to tell you that because you're experiencing it right now. But yeah, there's some real magic medicine. I think of it as medicine and magic. So I think it's an opportunity to spread more around as much as possible. We need it.
So true. So I just wanted to thank everyone again for your presence and your generosity, and I know that there'll be a little more music, followed by mingling in the garden, and feel free to seek me out if you would like to interface with my iPhone or my notebook. And thank you again, and want to just leave you with more of Mahsa and Marjan's beautiful voices. And thank you again.
We are so lucky to meet Shira in Poland, really. She has been a dedicated friend. And she also runs. You should, I'm sure some of you know Kitska.
Yeah.
They are also a very
Yeah.
treasure in this area and of course in the world. So they are doing fantastic works. And we're so honored. Thank you, Shira.
So I'm going to perform a song from a cappella album which called Beyond Places. And this is half from, so in that song also Sohrab Sepehri and Rumi, they meet. So there is a poem by Rumi called Placeless. And Beyond Places is from Sohrab Sepehri. Eric will read the translation, but before that I just wanted to say that Rumi thinks that the source that makes us human is not limited to any physical places. Our essence is placeless. He himself was exiled from Iran to where he went later, from Khorasan to Afghanistan.
Not from to Turkey.
To Turkey, sorry, I'm sorry.
Because he
But
gets
it's
from-
today's, yeah, so it's okay. So
He lost
this is
his
a little,
GPS.
yes. And then, but then he never went back home, but he always thought that we human beings, we belong to another realm. We are separated from our essence, and we're always longing for it, and we are live in a kind of exile, no matter where we are. So this longing makes us feel living in exile. So the first, his first poem starts in Masnavi books that he is separated. He is so he compares himself to the reed flute, hollow inside, yet the sound that comes through it comes from somewhere else. Through the flute, he tells the story of separation. He feels separated from his own essence and longs to return to it, to his true reality. He feels the pain of being cut from the reed bed from his source. So this is, and then please, yeah.
If you seek my company, I dwell in a realm beyond places, beyond the land where lands cease to be, a space unfolds, where dandelions run into the veins of air, bringing news from a faraway blooming bush. Solitude is present, where an elm's shadow streams into eternity, if you seek my company. I dwell in a realm beyond places, not of this world, nor the world beyond, not of heaven, nor of hell, not of Adam and Eve, nor of paradise and heaven. My place is placelessness, my trace is tracelessness. I've expelled duality from my essence, seeing both worlds as one. I seek oneness, comprehend oneness, see oneness, and sing oneness. Intoxicated by love, I have lost both realms.
Thank you. So I think Rumi always gazes inside you. You know, he knows what human being feels, and he understands you totally. So you really become one with him. So he's inside when you read his poetry. So.
به سراغ من اگر میایی پشت هیچ استانم پشت هیچ استان جاییست پشت هیچ استان لبهای هوا پر آبی هایی آدم اینجا تنهاست و در این تنهایی سایه نارونی تا ابدیت جاری نه از دنیا نه از عقبا نشانم بی نشان باشد دویی از خود به در کردم یکی دیدم دولم یکی دانم یکی جویم خانم یکی جون ز جام عشق سرمستم دالم رفت از دستم به سراغ من اگر میایی پشت هیچ استانم پشت هیچ استان جاییست به سراغ من اگر میایی پشت هیچ استانم پشت هیچ استان پشت هیچ استانم ز جام عشق سرمستم ز جام عشق سرمستم دارم رفت از دستم ز جام عشق
more from woven verses, but it is much more beautiful with the whole ensemble. So we end this fantastic event with a song that we end most of the time, and you reminded me also about that song. The song that me and Marjan sang at the rooftop of our home in Tehran, and it made the authority very angry. So one of the reasons that we are here is that song from Mohammad Ibrahim Jafari. And but before we sing that, I would like to thank you all for being here. It felt so fantastic when we sang here. It's very important to have this interaction, this deep interaction with the, and especially I like when I play sometimes, you know, in more intimate places. I feel this vibe very strong. And I also thank you, Andrea and Michael.
For always welcoming.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. It's really. Thank you, Eric, for being here and shared your views, and always fantastic to work with you. In Washington, and we had a concert at the Smithsonian Museum together, and Eric was there also. And thank you, Shira, for great dedication and your deep understanding of our music, and always embracing us. And I know that it was not an easy thing to do, to be our fiscal sponsor, and you know, it's thank you, Shira. You know, I'm so happy, and thank you again, all of you.
And so the last song is Doram Omidi.
Yes, Doram.
Mahsa doesn't inform me about it. So, but it's a good guess. So, but yeah, I agree with Mahsa which song is talking about. But I always think that we always need more love. We always need more kindness, and hopefully we're going to get more justice for the moment. So let's hope for that. So that's the song of hope. So
And please join us. Please join us at the Doram Omidi. Doram Omidi, you can and also our non-Iranian friends also, yeah. Wherever, yeah. So I have hope, Doram Omidi.
Well, what that means?
Doram Omidi, I have hope, yeah, I have hope. Omid